Now about Eslite, I'm not going to read out any writings on Eslite. Eslite has been very extensively reported in the media and so forth. I just want to share with our young friends here what is my logic in running Eslite, so that in future, if you want to start your own business, you will run a similar business, you have something to fall back on. Our sky, our heaven, and our earth. Now I'm going to be brief here, because when it comes to our sky and our earth, I once regarded a person's existence as an event in the karma of universe. Now, if I were to answer the question why I am on this earth, then the first counter questions that I would ask would, why I was born in 1950, why I was born in a fishing village in Taiwan? Where am I from? Of course, that's one of the very, very deep and philosophical questions that everybody is asking. So when I talk about Eslite, what crosses my mind is this. I think everybody is in this world for a reason. I think that reason is heaven puts you on earth at this particular juncture in time, at this particular dimension in space and in time, is because you are here to love your surroundings and to love the space and time that you find yourself in. Now, the world is very, very globalized now. We call it the global village, and even if you're in Japan, you have to care about what happens in the Middle East. So this is about the lifting of temporal boundaries and spatial boundaries. Now, I'm really pressed for time today. I can't tell you many interesting anecdotes. I'm just going to tell you in brief. In 1975, that was the first time I went to the United States, and the first time I left Taiwan. I all of a sudden realized that home is where your heart is. It could be your spiritual home, it could be your physical home. Because you comprise, a person actually is created by the piecing together of many, many pieces of his home and the time that he is in. Now, my childhood was spent in a rural community in a fishing village. When I was young, everybody was relying on the land for food. When we were at a fishing village, we had to work very hard for our food, and so on and so forth. However, it took only one typhoon to wipe out your entire harvest, and it happened all the time. So that enabled me to learn a very important lesson in life. My parents told me, I asked my parents, what happened? What went wrong? How come we ended up with absolutely nothing? We worked so hard in order to generate a harvest, and yet one typhoon we were all taken to the cleaners. So is it because we had a very bad PR relationship with nature? And so how was that fair? How come our luck was so bad? And yet you are powerless to change your luck. And then I heard the very wise words that if you couldn't change the environment, then you have to change yourself. My conclusion now, however, is that you can decide what you want to do. You can decide what you want to do. However, what you get is not decided by you. What you get is decided in return is decided by heaven.
就是说
So my parents told me
你
those
有
words.
收获，你的收获是什么？你的收获就是你的付出。
Now, even when the typhoon wiped out the entire harvest, we still got something out of that. We still got something in return, and that was the efforts that we put in because we worked hard for our harvest, and that's what we got in return. Even though we
其实
got
这也是
nothing
正面思维的其
physically
中之一，
out of
但是
the
我是
typhoon,
得到土地的那种
so that was
学习
really
吧，
a
或者讲
great
教训吧。所以
inspiring
时
moment in
空
my
的
life.
童年在我生命中
In my life,
很多。就是那种
because of my childhood and because of my background and because of the things that happened in my life, I really learned so many things and it enriched my lives.
我的讲法是说，最幸运的话，理出你的生命价值。
If you are really fortunate enough, then you realize the true values in your life, and then you can amalgamate the true values in your life with your business, and then you'll be a very, very happy and very enriched person, even though it will still mean hard work along the way.
存在或者企业经营的价值观，刚刚我
And
跟
of
各位
course,
朋友们分
a
享
corporation also has
的
to
稻盛
got
和夫先生的理
has
念
to have
其
its
实有表
corporate
达部分
values
哦。
and its corporate responsibility.
这个字是我爸爸写的，
And this word actually is written
因为他
by
一
my
生一
father.
世
This is my father's penmanship.
就是一个生命的核心啊。它上面有个
All
小
through
字，
his life, my
这
father
个叫做财
held
物
this
有
word
时而尽，
as
唯一诚挚，
his maxim
终生
of life.
受用不
This
尽
word
啊。
means
这是
integrity,
父亲这一辈
and
子
this
给我
word
的
means
座右铭。我一直
honesty.
到
And my father held
开始
fast
工作
such
之
a
后，
principle all through his
我
life.
才相信
I
他。
myself
以前我都是
did
觉得
not
啊，
believe that
来生
until
常
I
谈
have
啊
started to
等等
work in a
这个
workplace.
就不再念了。
Previously, I thought of that as cliche, but after I started working, I really truly
成立
believe
的时
that.
候，我的确有
Now,
思
the
考
corporate
过
mission of
然
Eslite.
后就是
Now, when we first set up
曾经
Eslite,
立下
I
了
really
很多
did think
不
about
一定
this,
能做得到的理想。
and we laid down a lot of
年
dreams
轻人总要有
and
大志向
ideals
嘛啊。
that
那这个
subsequently
我们努力在做，
were
但是
proven
还
to
距离
be
很远。
unattainable by Eslite. And because I was very young, and so I
听说
was very, very idealistic.
在追求卓越的路上，你纵然不卓越，那也没关系哈。
But
所以
I also
事实
have
上
taken
那个
something
路
out
上
of that, even
方
though
向
we
没改，
failed
但
to
是
realize all of
距
our
离
ideas.
卓越还
Now, even
差得
if
很
you
远。
fail to reach excellence in the pursuit of excellence,
这个是
you
在
still
事业经营一个简单的逻辑，
have achieved
从核心价值发展到策略定位、营运模式、资源的
a
分
lot
配、执行的绩效，最后
Now, the operational
我
thinking
希望
of
能够利
Changping
他
and
利
Eslite,
己，
we
利
want
众生，
it to
然后
be
整个
altruistic.
事业的
We
经营
don't want
企
to
业的
also
存
get
在有它的
profit
正
out
当
of it,
性，
but
然后
also
希望
to
能够
benefit
对我们
others.
所
We
存在
want
的
to
社
really
会
serve
有
our
一点正面的
community and
价
serve
值
our
的
customers.
所
We
以
want
它
to
是
influence
希望
our
能产生
society
一
in
个
a
善
positive
性的
way.
循环
We want to create a
整体的
healthy
营运模
cycle.
式，这个我就简单
The MO of
陈列
Eslite.
出来哦。
So these are the points
那
that
再来
I
到一个
regard
品牌的
as
思维
salient. Now, finally, about thinking
我
on
认为
the
一个
Eslite
品牌
brand.
跟一个人一样，
I think a brand
品牌
is
的
actually
存
like
在
a person. The
有它
existence
关
of
照
a
的面
brand,
向。
of course,
成本
has
在
got
这个
its
产业，我们希望
own
对自
objectives
己要
and
检
senses.
讨，就我们的存在对社会、对产业、对
And
文
for
化、对
Eslite,
城
we
市、
have to really reflect
对读者、市民
what
和
we can
顾
do
客
for society, what we can do for customers, and what we can do for
存
cultural
在
and
什么
arts
样的价值，
development, and so
这
on and
个
so forth. And
是
the
经营者
reason
要不断去思考的，
why
不是光
Eslite
思考
is
数
where
据
it
面
is
的成长，
and
应该也思考
what it is and
价
how
值
it
面
is.
的多面向。
So we really have to think about the brand of Eslite from various angles. Now, finally, humanities, arts, creativity, and living. And the latest definition laid down by Eslite for the running of the group is that we want to have a business that encompasses all of these aspects. Eslite is no longer just a bookstore. Eslite encompasses a whole range of core values that encompasses all of these aspects. Now, when we first started out, we almost did not survive in a commercial environment and in face of market competition. Of course, you have to be astute and you have to be shrewd in running your business, and you should only have ideals. That is why Eslite Group is about living, is about arts, and is about creativity. So these are all the fields that we dabble in at Eslite. And we also have an Eslite lecture hall being worked into all of our vessels. And we've got 400 speakers already speaking at our Eslite lectern. And also we've got an arts and culture fund that is specializing in promoting classic reading and also general reading, and also to promote a mentorship program whereby senior secondary school students will be acting as mentors for primary school students and to inculcate in the younglings the importance of reading. So this is to promote reading in society. And also we've got a concert hall and 3 arts cinemas playing arts movies, and also our concert hall can accommodate 300 odd members of audience. And at our flagship store, above our flagship store in mainland China, we've got residential units, and we want people to amalgamate humanities, arts, creativity, and living with their day-to-day life. The starting point of Eslite was very humble, but now Eslite has become so much more mature and so much more bigger, and we want to encompass humanities, creativity, art, and living. And the concert hall actually has been loss-making, but we continue with it anyway. So it's about the people, the place, the culture. What kind of activities that a person chooses to engage in actually is something that will contribute to a particular culture, whether it's good culture or bad culture. And Eslite is a collaboration of creation by urbanites. The Hong Kong Eslite store is not exactly a huge store, but we see that many parents are taking their children there. And we see many people there smiling a lot. It's like they're actually not Hong Kong people. But I don't know whether they have bought any books from us. And we want our Eslite store in Hong Kong can enable people to smile there and to have a good time there, and also to be exposed to culture and arts there, and to get in touch with other fellow readers there, and so on and so forth. What is more important is that we want to see friendly eyes and friendly smiles, and warm greetings, and very elegant behaviors, and very warm well wishes being exchanged in Eslite stores. And if that happens, then we feel that we at Eslite have already done our job. And if there is anything good about Eslite, actually it's not because Eslite is especially excellent, is because all the readers and all the customers that go into Eslite, they have brought with them very positive karma into the space of Eslite, and it is the force of spirit, of positive spirit that exudes from Eslite stores. But it all comes from the customers that are there. Okay, now this particular part is a little bit serious, and so I'm going to skip it. Eslite has organized many cultural and arts activities, and we have created a lot of spaces for cultural and artistic activities. And the pursuit of excellence in humanities and in creativity and in arts and living is a wish and goal that is shared by all humanities. And Eslite would like to help all customers to pursue that. And Eslite would like to see happiness and would like to see contentment and peace and love and friendship and beauty and love of life and love of nature being expounded in our spaces. And we hope that because of the presence of Eslite, a city in which there are Eslite stores would become that much better and that much happier. I apologize if I have done any advertising for Eslite along the way. Of course, we've got our own corporate vision. We, of course, are Chinese, and we are in the 21st century, and we are from a most influential Chinese community, and so we've got our own goals, and we've got standards to achieve for ourselves. Now, these are what different people said about Eslite. I'm sure you all know Mr. Yu Qiuyu and Mr. Liang Chongjie. So this is what they said about Eslite. So I've got 10 minutes more.
So if
this is all, this is what you all feel, then Eslite definitely will survive. If I'm not at home, then I'm at Eslite. If I'm not at Eslite, then I'm on the way to Eslite.